In an industry stuffed with marketing bullshit, empty promises, and Chinese-suited liars, one woman's had enough. She knows what it's like to have the wrong clients, no money, and no time for fun. But she also knows how to fix it. And on the Business for Superheroes show, she promises to tell the down and dirty truth about business, sales, and running away with the circus. Here's your host, Vicky Fraser.
Hello and welcome to the Business for Superheroes show. I'm Vicky Fraser and this is my husband Joe. He's pouring a glass of wine. Rioja.
Hello.
Hello. That was quite funny because I just said, "Are you ready?" and he just aggressively pointed a glass of wine and a glass and a bottle of wine at me, and kind of in a kind of.
I thought it was obvious.
Well, anyway.
Normally there's gin fizzing or something.
Oh, no, normally we introduce it and then there's fizzing drinks. That's why I was confused. Anyway, it's been a while since we've done a podcast.
It has. It's felt like quite a long time because we've been on holiday.
Yes, which is aces. We went on a road trip to France.
Which was awesome.
It was awesome. France is a wonderful place and I love it. We drove to Calais. No, we didn't. We drove to Dover, got a ferry to Calais and then drove to Le Mans of the Grand Prix.
Which was nice.
Which was surprisingly nice, yeah.
Stayed in a really nice bed and Airbnb.
Yeah, Airbnb is cool. And then we drove down to Carcassonne and spent 2 nights in Carcassonne, which is a fabulous city, isn't it?
Bit touristy, but cool.
Yeah, but the old city is beautiful.
Yeah.
And as long as you avoid the kind of plastic swords and, tacky knights, it's absolutely stunning. And then there's this thing called Les Quatre Châteaux, which are on hills just outside of Carcassonne.
Yes.
About 20-minute drive. And we drove out there.
Who sent us there?
Pauline, who is in my cartooning course.
Hi, Pauline.
Hi, Pauline. I don't know if she listens, but thank you for that. Because, it's 4 castles that are built on kind of 4 peaks of this range of hills, I guess, isn't it?
A
ridge, yeah. And it's just amazing.
Gorgeous. Really gorgeous.
Oh,
lovely.
Yeah, absolutely beautiful. So we did that. And then we drove on to the Ardèche via the Camargue and saw the flamingos.
Yes.
We went to the Ardèche and we were staying right on the riverbanks in a campsite. And it was just fab.
We drank wine.
We
had cheese.
And we canoed 32 kilometres down the Ardèche River.
We did.
And we didn't die.
Not even once.
No, and I thought we were going to. It took 6 hours, and the first 45 minutes I did not enjoy
It's mostly you screaming, wasn't it?
Yeah. I don't like it! Wow!
Why aren't you steering? I thought you could do this. Basically. Cheers.
Well, it doesn't help though when 100 yards in front of you there are people capsizing into the river and I'm just like, oh my god, we're gonna die.
We didn't die.
No, we didn't. And we didn't capsize once.
Didn't even capsize.
We didn't. I think that's because I was like, in Terry Pratchett, there are the wizards who are hydrophobes and they hover above the water because they just are that aversive to getting wet. I think that was what kept us afloat, was my utter aversion to capsizing. I mean, I got very, very wet.
Dunked into cold rivers.
I was so wet that I might as well have fallen in because I was your splash barrier, wasn't I?
Yeah, you're basically my windscreen. It's good.
But yeah, it was really good fun. So anyway, and when we got back from our holiday, we came home to find a big pile of post, as you always do, and a giant cardboard box filled with toilet roll.
Toilet rolls.
Toilet rolls. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is what we're going to talk about today. We're going to talk about
I can just hear thousands of people around the world just switching off now. Toilet rolls. No.
Well, you see, if they're switching off, they are fools because this episode is really all about how to stand out and how to be different and how to charge a premium, even if you think you're a commodity or you're a risk of selling a commodity, because you don't get much more commoditized than toilet roll, do you?
How many companies are there that sell or make toilet rolls? And, as far as I'm concerned, there's only 2 types of toilet roll, really, aren't there? There's, unacceptable and acceptable.
Well, yes.
You never kind of go, oh my god, this is amazing.
I don't know, some people do, though, because you see some of the varieties of toilet roll, and
No, it's unacceptable. Like that greaseproof paper they gave you at primary school.
Oh yeah, what's that all about?
I have
Because
no idea.
it doesn't absorb anything. It's just like
gross.
you wipe and then it dribbles and it's just
Oh,
bad.
it's too
I'm
much
sure,
detail.
dear listener, I'm sure you know what we mean.
Nobody else remember that? Oh yeah, horrible scrunchy,
Shiny.
greaseproof paper stuff they used to.
Yeah.
Oh man, that was horrible. Anyway, so there's unacceptable loo rolls, and then there is acceptable loo rolls.
Well, also we thought until I discovered a company called Who Gives a Crap, which is a great name for a toilet roll company.
Are you allowed to swear in company names?
It's not swearing crap, is it?
Isn't it?
Yeah. Anyway, weren't we just earlier talking about the big fucking rocket?
No, it's a BFR. What's his name?
Elon Musk.
Elon Musk decided this week that it was 2017 sounds like the future, and we should bloody well have a moon base by now.
Which we should.
Which we should, clearly. We should have had it in space 1999, a long time ago. And we haven't, so he's going to fix it.
Anyway, that was a slight tangent. But there's a company called Who Gives a Crap, and this is the company that has turned a commodity into a highly profitable product. And also, it does real good for the world and the environment and for people and all the rest of it. And I've known about this company for years and years and years. But until fairly recently, they didn't deliver to the UK. Or when I first found out about them, I was like, oh, they sound great. And I want to buy toilet rolls from them.
And you couldn't.
And you couldn't know, because I think that they started in Australia. And then they started shipping elsewhere in the world. And then I forgot about them for a while because they didn't ship to the UK. And then I can't remember what I saw, but something prompted me to think about it again, and they now deliver to the UK. So, but I've been waiting for that, and that's a really important point because I've been waiting for toilet rolls to become available in this country, which is insane.
Have you thought about going out more often or something?
Well, and you might think that, but this is really important because if you can create that kind of anticipation for your product, I mean, if they could do that for toilet roll, then for goodness sake, listener, you can do that for whatever it is that you sell.
What on earth has made you
What makes
wait
it so special
for their toilet roll?
Well, I'm glad you asked, Joe. I'm glad you asked.
This is sounding really scripted.
It's not scripted at all, actually. Where was I? What did you say?
I just asked what was it that made you want to wait for their loo roll? What's going on?
Okay, so what's so special about it? Okay, that's fair enough. I can get toilet roll anywhere, so why on earth was I so excited about Who Gives a Crap?
Every supermarket in the country will sell you some loo roll. Most corner shops will sell you loo roll.
They will. Well, first of all, we actually have a special requirement, as do many, many rural people. We have a septic tank, so we can't use posh loo roll. We shouldn't use posh loo roll because none of that super soft, super expensive quilted crap stuff. Because it won't dissolve, it will clog up the septic tank and cause all kinds of badness. So,
3 types of loo roll in the world: unacceptable, acceptable for septic tanks, unacceptable for everyone else.
Well, I don't think that the super quilted stuff that is unacceptable for septic tanks should be acceptable anywhere else either, because I don't think it can be very good for the general sewage system. It doesn't break down very easily. And by the way, there's a really quick test to tell if you do have a septic tank or private drainage or whatever, and you're not sure, and it never occurred to you that maybe you are using the wrong toilet roll, just pull off a square of your toilet roll, put it in a glass bowl or something, and just, swizzle it around with your finger, and if it comes to bits, it's fine.
But if it sits there as a square?
If it sits there as a square, it's probably creating some kind of a horrific blockage in your septic tank, and you might want to get it emptied.
You do not want.
You do not want that.
Danger, Will Robinson.
It will smell real bad. So that was one thing.
Okay, so septic tank loo roll.
Septic tank loo roll. And that's fine. And, Who Gives a Crap? Their stuff is perfectly acceptable for septic tanks. But it's even more special than that, because their loo roll is also recycled. All of it's recycled, so it's good for forests and sustainability.
Made from recycled paper?
Made from recycled paper. Or bamboo. They've got bamboo toilet rolls as well.
Okay.
Which I had not heard of before. And we haven't bought the bamboo ones, because I wasn't sure how they'd be in septic tanks. But I'll look into it, and if they're any good, I might just get a roll to try it.
Sounds splintery.
Well, I don't think it's splintery. But you never know. If anyone out there has used bamboo toilet roll, please write in and tell us what it was like.
No pictures.
No pictures. But honestly, it's this Who Gives a Crap company, it's their why that makes them really special.
Okay.
And this is what they say. on their website, basically. We started Who Gives a Crap when we learned that 2.4 billion people across the world don't have access to a toilet. That's roughly 40% of the global population, and it means that diarrhea-related diseases fill over half of sub-Saharan African hospital beds and kill 900 children under the age of 5 every day.
Which is ridiculous.
900 children a day die from diseases that for us are just annoying.
This is just the lack of toilets.
Yeah, and I just find that horrific.
It's abhorrent.
It is abhorrent, and it is abhorrent. It's vile. And so, and I feel all like outraged and like I'm going to cry now because it's just really shit. Anyway, but these guys launched their company after they're really funny as well. So they found out all this stuff. Basically, they found out these stats and they found out this horrific stuff that we just take for granted. That's the other thing, we take this stuff for granted. You know, we moan when there's a bad smell coming from our toilet. We moan when the water goes off for a couple of hours, and it's just like, next time you moan about something like that, just slap yourself really hard and remember how lucky you have it. Anyway, but these guys set up a crowdfunding campaign with Indiegogo in July 2012. Their names are Simon Jihan and Danny. And Simon sat on a toilet in a cold warehouse and refused to move until they had raised enough money, pre-orders, to start production.
That's a bold move.
It is. He sat there for 50 hours. Can you imagine sitting on a toilet? There's a video on their website if you want to go and look at it. But they raised over 50 grand in 50 hours, which is pretty cool. And crowdfunding, if you can capture people's imaginations with crowdfunding and you've got a genuinely good product, then bloody go for it, because all you need is 50,000 people to pledge £1, which is easy. If you can really capture imagination. And that's what makes them really, really special. And it is special, and that's it's a really good story. It's a fantastic story. And this company is doing great things because they give 50% of all of their profits to help build toilets and improve sanitation in the developing world. And I just think that's awesome.
It's quite a thing, isn't it?
It is quite a thing. So that is why I pay more money for my toilet rolls and waited for 5 years.
We did use alternative suppliers during the wait.
I really have to.
Just being clear.
Well,
just being clear.
Yeah.
So they've got a good why.
They've got an awesome why.
They've got a good story.
They've got a good story.
They've got a good reason for us to support them.
Yeah.
They've got a personality.
They have. And then they created a brand. They have got a personality. And then they created a brand that's personal. Oh, but the other thing is, when the box arrived, aren't the toilet rolls beautifully wrapped?
They are beautifully wrapped toilet rolls.
They are individually wrapped, which sounds like a massive waste, but it's recycled paper. It's not like plastic wrapping like you get in supermarkets. It's really colourful. So some of them are stripy and some of them are dotty and some of them are, but they're just they're just wrapped around and they're scrunched in at the tops. Mm-hmm. Does that make sense?
It does.
Yeah. But that's a tiny thing, but it makes quite a big difference. It
certainly distinguishes them from anybody else's loo roll you'd be likely to bump into.
Exactly. And the little pieces of paper you could quite happily save to wrap presents with, because they are pretty bits of paper, aren't they? Stripes and dots and things on.
Yes.
Joe's looking at me like a crazy person.
Looking a bit sceptical now. Please don't start saving toilet roll wrappers.
No, I'm gonna make wrapping paper out of it. It's gonna be awesome. So anyway, where were we? What makes them different? Okay, so that's all of that stuff that we've just talked about, their why and all the rest of it. And then they created a brand that is really, really personal, and it's totally different from any other toilet roll or domestic commodity company out there, of which most of them I think are owned by P&G anyway, aren't they?
P&G or Unilever. Coty bought a whole bunch of P&G stuff.
Okay.
But yeah, there's a few big players. There's only like 10 companies in the world who are doing this sort of thing.
Yeah, I'll be interested to see if anybody goes after trying to buy Who Gives a Crap, actually, because you remember how Innocent got bought out by Coca-Cola?
Oh, that was a bit disappointing, I thought.
Well, yeah, but they're still Innocent, though. They've managed to retain their brand. I still like them.
Yeah, juice is good, branding is good, but I think they've kind of...
Innocent are another example of how to do this, by the way, because orange juice is quite commoditised as well. I mean, you've got like Tropicana and you've got awful stuff, Sunny Delight or whatever.
Tropicana's PepsiCo, isn't it? Yeah,
but they all started off as small growers. And Innocent started off that way as well. And then, that's how they got bought by, and, they're probably sitting in their millionaire mansions. Actually, I know they're still working in their company. It's just that they're now parent company owned. But
so now maybe don't have to get to work for 8:30 in the morning and possibly leave a bit early once in a while.
Possibly.
Or maybe not.
But yeah, if you want to see what else they're doing, how they're doing this right, and how Who Gives a Crap have built this personal brand and created this marketing that is very them, go and have a look at their website, because if you have a look at their about page and the people who work for them, it's not just, there are personal tidbits as well. So like there's one of their customer service people, I guess, is called Belle Fernandez, and she's described as customer happiness and former boxer. And others are described as occasional bakers and future lottery winners and Hello Kitty enthusiasts, and so there's that little bit of personal information there, which should sound really familiar to everybody listening to this podcast, because everybody listening to this podcast knows about our chickens. They know what we're doing in the dingle. They know that we've just been on holiday. They know that I go pole dancing. They know that I am a circus performer. They know that you are a jiu-jitsu. We don't talk about your jiu-jitsu enough.
There's not much to say, really. A couple of times a week I go to the Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu place where I get
squashed,
beaten up, squashed, twisted into funny shapes and strangled.
Yes.
I'm very much a beginner.
So yeah, that's if have a look at their about page and you will see that they do inject personality in there. And they manage to do that even though they've got quite a lot of employees. And so, next time I hear somebody use the excuse of, oh, we've got we're a bigger company and we can't be personal, I say, oh, you're just being a douche, Canoe. And that's an excuse. Yeah.
Be personal.
Yeah, be personal. They're funny as well. So they describe their toilet roll as, our 3-ply is as soft as unicorn kisses and as strong as 1,000 ponies. Do you think it really is as strong as 1,000 ponies?
I guess it depends how you measure it.
How could you measure it?
Well, I guess the standard way would be, what could 1,000 ponies pull, and could you pull it with your toilet roll? But you could measure all kinds of things. It could be like mental strength or anything, really.
mental strength. Yeah. I think it's mental strength. Yeah. So, that's basically, they have a strong why, they have a cause, a really good cause, and they have a personality, and they stand out just by virtue of those things. But then they did something else as well. So you can just go on the internet and buy their toilet roll. That's fine, but they make it really easy as well. So they do a loo roll calculator. They help you work out how much you use and how much you'll need. And when I told you this, didn't you go and you must have had a particularly busy day at work, didn't you go?
I actually had a spreadsheet open and I was actually calculating other things at the time, but I just popped onto a new tab, and you just said something like, I've bought 400 loo rolls on the internet.
I did not buy 400 loo rolls on the internet.
Okay, we're getting 36 loo rolls delivered 48. Every week or something.
40, not every week.
And I was like, what, really? What? How many do we need? And then, so I did a bit of kind of quick Googling, how much loo roll do I need? And apparently, if I was an American, I would need, it was something horrific,
It's 57.
It's 57 sheets a day, which equated to 32 rolls of loo roll a month per person. I was just like, what? That can't be right. It was bonkers, which meant we'd need 70 loo rolls between us for the month or something if we were American.
I don't know what Americans do with their loo roll. Maybe they eat it or something. But hopefully before they've used it. That's gross. I think that's probably enough about American toilet habits. But I think I worked it out or they work it out that, and the one that I bought was a box of 48 loo rolls delivered every 16 weeks, and that's about right for 2 people, 1 to 2 people.
Okay.
So that's what we're going to get. I am paying them on a regular basis to deliver to our home 48 toilet rolls every 16 weeks.
Okay, that's cool.
And so if we run out before the next delivery, then we need to look seriously at our toilet habits.
Your toilet habits.
Your toilet habits. Although, to be fair, I work from home all day.
That's true. Some of my toilet roll is company loo roll.
Yeah. Yeah. Do you think it's tax deductible, this toilet roll?
I'm pretty sure it is.
Kevin, Vicky, isn't my toilet roll tax deductible? Anyway, so you can do it that way, or you can buy it massively in bulk. I was really tempted to buy 20 boxes, and it's £520 for 20 boxes. But that would see us through a zombie apocalypse and possibly the next evolutionary stage of humanity. And also, Also, think of the amazing forts that I could build. Do you remember that time when I don't know what I must have been thinking, but I bought all of those loo rolls, possibly from Viking on an offer.
folders.
No, loo rolls.
Loo rolls?
Do you not remember I built a tank out of loo rolls, and then Noodle climbed into it, and Noodle was like a tank commander in a tank made out of toilet rolls.
Yeah. And I came home from work at this point and thought, right. You're like, oh, I've had such a busy day. And the cat has got a loo roll hat on, poking his head out of a hatch in a loo roll tank. And you just think, right, this has not been a productive day for Vicky.
That was a good day. That was almost as good as the day that I built Stonehenge out of chocolate buttons, and then ate Stonehenge, and then felt sick.
Anyway, right. So I'm glad you didn't buy 20 cases. I'm glad you didn't buy £500 worth of loo roll.
What's 20 times 48? That's 80. Oh, what's 20 times 48? How many loo rolls would that have been?
Well, it's like 1,000, isn't it?
1,000 loo rolls. Do you think they would have filled this entire room?
It would have been some pretty good insulation for the house.
It would probably have been a fire hazard as well. No candles. Anyway,
cozy.
I did not buy £520 worth of toilet roll. You will be happy to know. I bought 48 toilet rolls.
And it saves that whole kind of, your shopping trolley's half full of loo rolls thing that happens when you buy a loo roll in bulk.
And then they weigh nothing, but then you're trying to get them from the car with all of your bags of shopping, and you refuse to come back for shopping because it's a matter of principle, and so you've got stuff balanced on your head and between your legs and under your arms, and at some point, you fall on your face. I suppose you could land on the toilet rolls. Anyway.
There's a lot of conversation about toilet rolls. So what are people going to learn out of this? What should our dear listeners be doing at this point?
Okay, so basically you should go to Who Gives a Crap and start buying your toilet rolls from there.
Okay.
Because
Do we get some kind of deal on that?
No. And even if we did, I would give the money back to charity. Okay. Because it's a really good thing. Guys, listeners, go do it. Spend a little bit more, but don't think about it. Put it on like a direct debit. Put
it on direct debit, sort it out so it just happens.
And then feel smug about the fact that you're helping humanity.
You might pay a couple of pence per loo roll more, but the profits are going to...
Yeah, I think it's like 13.5p a sheet it works out at or something. No, not a sheet, a something. I don't know, something. Okay. A roll, possibly.
There's some number associated that
Yeah, I
Research needed.
Research needed. But yeah, there are... Basically, the point of this episode is that I want people to work on coming up with what makes them stand out and what makes them different, and stop making excuses.
Stop pretending you're just a hairdresser and you can't do anything special because you're just a hairdresser, or you fix car tyres or something.
Because this is bloody toilet rolls.
Yeah, it couldn't be more commoditised than loo roll.
No, it really couldn't. So, basically. But there's loads of examples of companies doing this type of thing on a small scale and on a larger scale. So there's, we've already mentioned innocent smoothies. They've taken, or innocent juices, they've taken, quite a commoditised thing and turned that into something interesting. What else is there?
Oof. That's a trick question.
Yo Valley is a good one as well. So they sell milk and yogurts and things like that, and it's like you can get yogurts from anywhere, but the Yo Valley ones, they've kind of turned into this, it's British, it's organic, it's better for the cows, even though our dairy industry is fairly horrific. It's less horrific than non-organic stuff, and all that kind of thing.
And as a general takeaway, I think as well, certainly people like us, we 15 years ago, I didn't subscribe for anything.
No.
Now, we subscribe for loo rolls, for food, we buy like dishwasher stuff, washing up liquid and tabs and things in bulk.
Yes, from Ecover, which is another really good company. So rather than buying bottles of laundry detergent and washing up liquid, I get a big box of it, and then you refill it from the big box.
Yeah, it's like a massive bagging box it's like a massive wine box, isn't it? That just lives in the shed, and you just fill the bottles back up.
Massively cheaper. Really hard work in winter because it kind of goes solid.
Does go a bit thicker when it's cold. Yeah. But I think
food boxes.
Yeah, food boxes. That didn't used to happen, and now it does.
Boiler oil. Rayburn oil. I put 40 quid a month into boiler juice, which, it just builds up into an account with boiler juice.
At some point they email us and say, you're probably running out of oil, do you want some?
And we go, yes. Well, yeah, we probably should. And then it's like, we don't have to find 300 quid from our bank accounts because it's already there in boiler juice.
This blinking wine we're drinking is coming from a subscription thing. We
Naked Wines.
chuck a few quid in each month, and every now and again they send us a big case of wine.
It's a really good model.
It's a great model, and I think it's growing. I think it's the way things are going to be.
Yeah, because, I mean, I think it does cost a little bit less because it's easier for the company because they don't have to worry about where the money's coming from.
Certainly got a more predictable flow, haven't they?
I mean, it's what I do with my superheroes, my inner circle. It's why they get unlimited critiques and things. I mean, if you want a critique from me and you're not a member, then it's going to cost you £450 because it's really time intensive for me, and it's very, very, very detailed. But I would much rather people were a member of my group, partly because it's a consistent income for me, but also because I know that they'll get a lot more out of their money.
They'll get consistent use out of it instead of just a sharp spike of. That's really helpful.
Exactly. So yeah, it's just a really good model. So you can do it with almost anything. I mean, they're doing it with toilet rolls, for goodness sake. So you know, if you're not sure how to do this, then you need to listen to you need to listen to my URL that I'm going to give you at the end for my next event, and you come along to it. But yeah, there's all sorts. I mean, but if you just have to find what makes you different, basically. So we'll talk about the subscription model in detail another time because I think that's a whole thing on its own. But just to make you stand out and make you different, you just have to find something that makes you different. And that's not, it doesn't have to be that difficult. It might be to do with your product or service, even if it's the same, it might be a feature of it that is just different. It might be to do with your niche. It might be that you're very specifically targeting a very small subset of your market, which is great, or it might be to do with you and your personality. So, I mean, I'm a copywriter and small business advisor. There's 1,000,001 of me out there, but I've only ever found one other one that does trapeze, and that really irritated me. I was kind of really chuffed. But she lives in where does she live? Somewhere in South America. The world's a big place. It's fine. So, but the best way to find out really is to be yourself apart from anything else. Put your personality into it, but to go a bit deeper and to kind of take your business and your product, the best way is just to learn to really, really listen to people. Listen to your market, stop talking at them, start asking questions and really sit and listen to the answers and then hear what they're saying. Because listening, and we've talked about this before and we'll do another podcast in detail, I think, at some point, but people just don't listen. They tend to wait for their turn to talk rather than really listen. And yeah, so just hear what people are saying about what they want and need, and you'll discover all kinds of stuff.
A good way to do that is to if you've got the 20% of your customers that give you the 80% of your fun and your profit, talk to them. Yeah, ask them why do you use me? Yeah. Why are you coming to me?
Because you will get surprising answers.
The answers won't be you're the cheapest.
No, or it shouldn't be.
Really
if it is, then you've got issues. If it's you're the best value, that's fine. Because value and price are not the same thing. But it's like Tanya. Hi, Tanya. Who joined my superheroes. And she joined me because I live in a village where her uncle lived when she was growing up, and she has fond memories of it. And that was the thing that got her interested in me. And then, she found out more about me. So, you will find out surprising stuff. And she would never have been in my world if I didn't talk about my life. Yeah. And my world would be less bright for it because Tanya's awesome.
Yeah, I mean, we could on this podcast just be very serious people talking about very serious things and give you lessons on what you should be doing. Nobody would listen. It'd be dull as piss.
It really would. So yeah, I mean, other ways that you can kind of stand out is, do what your competitors won't or can't do. That's always a good one. You'll get people saying, I couldn't possibly do that because it's not the done thing. Bullshit, just do it anyway. Or I couldn't do that because it would cost me too much. Or I couldn't do that because people would take advantage of me. Neither of those things generally are true. Yeah. It's just your perception of it. So,
just tier your business. If you're feeling frightened and you don't want to jump all the way, tier your business. Offer a gold service where it's more expensive, but they get more review.
And people will take you up on it. They will. There are always people who want the best, the top, the biggest kind of shiniest thing. You have to give value, but that's fine. Offer extraordinary guarantee. A 100% lifetime absolute guaranteed money back, no questions asked forever. Don't put a time limit on it because the longer the time limit, the less likely people are to ever take you up on it. Because A, they'll forget about it, and B, they'll be like, oh well, if anything goes wrong with it, I can just claim back. And maybe 0.1% of people will do so, but the extra sales you'll make will make up for that. So, right. Yeah.
We need to stop.
Takeaway. What's the takeaway? Is basically, if a company selling toilet rolls can make themselves stand out, you can definitely do it. Yeah. So do it. Put a little thought, a little imagination, and a lot of dedication into figuring out what makes you different from everybody else. Because if you don't, you're going to sink.
You're going to look like everyone else, and you're going to get what everyone else gets.
Yes. That's it, really.
All right.
So, next week, we're going to be talking about how to get started, generally.
Okay.
In terms of, how do I get started? But yeah, basically, so if you're not sure how to make yourself stand out and you really genuinely can't, just can't get your head around it, then come along to Cider and Marketing Fest 2017.
I'm looking forward to this.
It is a marketing workshop that isn't a boring corporate throw a load of slides and notes at you information overload. It is happening at a cider farm.
Excellent.
In deepest, darkest Herefordshire. It's on Friday and Saturday, the 27th and 28th of October. It is not expensive. If you're a member of My Superheroes, then you get 25% off. If you're not a member of My Superheroes, it costs you 200 quid plus VAT for 2 days.
2 days.
Of marketing goodness and cider tasting. And an amazeballs goodie bag.
Slightly drunken marketing.
It'll be really good fun. Dogs are welcome.
Yep.
The hotel that I've found that's given us a deal, you have to book your own hotel, but they're giving us a nice deal. They are dog friendly as well. It's a lovely hotel. So we'll be having dinner in the evening. And you just go to vickyfraser.com/cider2017 and book on. I'm only making this available to 10 people, and there are already, I think 5 people have already booked in from My Superheroes. So, there's basically not many places left.
If you want it, you got to book it now.
If you want to bring a partner, it's an extra 40 quid because I just want to cover my costs.
The coffee and the
cider. And the lunches and whatnot. But yeah, I would love to see you there. It will be a lot of fun.
It's going to be good fun.
It'll be a lot of fun. So yeah, basically that. If you like this podcast, please go to iTunes and subscribe because it helps us climb the rankings and it makes us feel good. Or subscribe wherever you get your podcasts. And please leave us a review. We really like reviews because they make us smile.
Reviews are good.
Reviews are good, and it'll help more people find us. Or if that's not your bag, that's cool. Please share it. If you know somebody who will enjoy it, send them to vickyfraser.com/podcast and share this nonsense.
Excellent.
Thank you for listening. Thank you, Joe.
No worries at all.
We will be back same time next week with a fun-packed show.
On a topic.
I've already said what the topic is, how to get started.
Okay.
And yeah, be good. If you can't be good, don't get caught.
See you soon.
Bye.
Like what you've just heard? Tell your colleagues, tell your friends, send them to www.businessforsuperheroes.com/podcast.